If you're still working just to pay bills, this might save you. Have you ever noticed that rich people don't rush? They walk slowly, holding a ridiculously expensive coffee, while the rest of the world is in an invisible marathon trying to keep up with their expenses. Now, why is that? Because while you work to earn money, they make money work for them. And me? I'm Duchess Dollars, and today I'm going to teach you how to put your money to work, wearing high heels, Chanel, and of course, with elegance. Today's enemy? Active poverty. The kind that forces you to trade 40 hours of your week for a paycheck. That disappears faster than a broke boyfriend when the restaurant bill arrives. Let's talk about dividends. What are they? They're the kind of money that lands in your account without you having to get out of bed. Just like bills, only in reverse. One day, a millionaire businessman realized that instead of paying his employees better, he could pay a portion of the profits to investors. Today, there are people making thousands of dollars just by holding stocks while you're stuck pulling an extra shift. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, I'll show you how to turn a mere $7 daily investment into a serious portfolio, all without having to open an Etsy shop or sell homemade cakes on Instagram. Subscribe to the channel now, hit the notification bell, because missing one of my videos is almost as bad as missing out on a dividend-paying investment. Oh, and in the first pinned comment, I've left links to rich people's products, because no one deserves to learn about investing using a cheap notebook. Let's put an end to active poverty and make your money work while you do more interesting things. If a millionaire businessman figured out how to turn money into more money without breaking a sweat, why are you still trading hours of your life for pennies? Enough of that. I'm going to show you how it's done. Dividends. How to make money without lifting a finger, or at most, a champagne glass. Rich people don't work. They network in Saint-Tropez while their bank accounts grow on autopilot. What do they know that you don't? Dividends. Yes, that money that trickles into your account without you having to fake enthusiasm in Zoom meetings. But don't be fooled. This isn't magic, it's math. And if there's one thing millionaires love more than avoiding taxes, it's making money work for them. But before you rush to open an investment account, let's be clear. Dividends are not handouts. This isn't a financial market food stamp. This is what happens when you understand rule number 1 of wealth. Don't just be a consumer, be an owner. When you buy a stock, you become an owner, without the headaches of employees. Jeff Bezos won't call you for advice on Amazon, but if you own its stocks, congratulations, you technically own a piece of the empire. But unlike a regular business owner, you don't have to manage a team, solve problems, or deal with annoying customers. You just hold on to your stock, pretend you understand the financial market, and watch the money roll in. What are dividends? Money that companies pay shareholders as a form of appreciation. Yes, capitalism has figured out that instead of raising employee wages, it's more efficient to distribute a portion of the profits to investors. That means while you're grinding away at some job, there are people making thousands of dollars just by holding stocks, while also holding an Aperol Spritz on a yacht. But here's the trick. You don't need millions to start. In fact, with just $7 a day, you can build a portfolio that generates passive income. That's less than a Starbucks coffee with oat milk and a fancy name. What's better, waiting for a promotion or getting dividends? Now here comes the sad part. If you think the only way to make more money is by begging for a raise at work, honey, you're playing finance on easy mode. The truth is, your boss might give you a salary increase, but guess what? Your taxes will go up too. Your cost of living will rise. The rent for your apartment without a parking spot will go up. In other words, the promotion you were so excited about is just a temporary upgrade before the next spike in gas prices. Dividends, on the other hand, they don't apologize, they don't ask for permission, they don't care about your productivity, they just drop into your account. Over the last 10 years, the S&P 500 had an average annual return of 10.92%, but if you had reinvested your dividends, that number would have jumped to 12.99% per year. So while you're working overtime to impress your boss, there are people out there investing and pretending to work while their dividends do the dirty work for them. So, is it just about buying dividend-paying stocks and that's it? Well, kind of. But here's the real dilemma. Do you want money now, or do you want to get rich faster? If you cash out your dividends and spend them on handbags, which, trust me, I totally get, your wealth will grow much more slowly. But if you reinvest your dividends, that's when the magic of compound interest kicks in. And if you still don't get the power of compound interest, let me put it this way. Money has children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And when you invest wisely, your bank account turns into a full-blown family tree of wealth. You have 2 choices. Keep waiting for a salary increase and hope HR remembers you exist. Make your money work for you, even while you're binge-watching questionable reality shows. The choice is yours. Do you want to keep trading hours of your life for pennies? Or do you want your money to work while you pretend to be busy? If millionaire entrepreneurs have figured out how to turn money into more money without breaking a sweat, why are you still trading time for cash? Financial goals. Your treasure map, aka how to avoid dying broke. Having money is great, but having money with a purpose is even better. Because let's be real, making dividends without a goal is like buying a Chanel bag just to leave it sitting in the closet. A total outrage. You need a plan, darling, or you'll end up like those lottery winners who go broke 5 years later. So here's the crucial question. Why do you want to invest? Do you want to live off passive income and retire early? White Lotus style, but without the drama? Do you want to build a financial empire so you never have to worry about ordering dessert at a restaurant again? Or do you just want a bank account so fat that you can sleep peacefully knowing money will never be a problem again? Whatever your reason is, you need a clear plan. And no, vague goals like, I want to be rich don't count. That's obvious, babe. The real question is, how are you going to make it happen? The problem with vague goals, the difference between I want to be rich and I will earn $5,000 per month in dividends. This has happened to many women before they understood the game. They used to say, I want to be financially independent, beautiful, inspiring, and completely useless. Because without concrete numbers, a deadline, and an execution plan, that kind of goal is just another wish floating around in the universe. Like those New Year's resolutions no one ever keeps. Instead of saying, I want to have money, say, I want to build a $1 million portfolio in 10 years to generate at least $5,000 per month in dividends. Now we have a goal that makes sense. You can measure it, track it, and most importantly, feel the delicious anticipation of the day your money starts working for you. How much money do you need to retire rich? Less than you think. Here's a reality check. You don't need millions to start. In fact, just $7 a day, the price of a medium Starbucks coffee plus a symbolic tip for the barista, can change your financial future. Let's break it down. If you invest $7 per day for 30 years, with an average return of 10% per year, you'll have approximately $600,000 invested. But if you reinvest your dividends and let compound interest do its magic, that amount can surpass $1 million. In other words, while some people are spending $7 a day on cappuccinos, you could be securing a future where you never have to check your balance before choosing a restaurant. Think about it. Diversification, or how not to put all your money into the same Chanel bag. Another classic mistake beginners make is putting all their money into a single company just because they saw on TikTok that it's a promising stock. Honey, if it were that easy, everyone would be a millionaire. That's why we need to talk about diversification. What does it mean? Simple. Don't put all your money into the same sector. Tech companies are amazing until the market crashes. Energy companies are stable, but they might stagnate. The secret? A balanced mix that ensures that no matter what happens, you keep making money. Example of a well-diversified portfolio. Solid companies like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and Johnson & Johnson. They sell products people keep buying even in a recession. Tech giants like Microsoft or Apple, because the future is digital and we all know it. REITs, real estate investment trusts, that pay high dividends and provide constant income. With this setup, when one part of the economy struggles, another thrives, and your money keeps growing. Your risk profile. Are you a safe investor, or do you want the fast game? Before rushing into stocks without a plan, ask yourself, what's your risk tolerance? Do you prefer stability, earning dividends, and sleeping peacefully without worrying about market crashes? Stick with traditional, safe companies. Do you love the thrill, want faster growth, and don't mind seeing your portfolio go up and down? Then you can add some growth stocks to your portfolio. Whichever your style, the golden rule is, don't put all your money into the latest trend. Remember the crypto craze? Yeah, some people are still crying over that. Summary of your journey to becoming a dividend millionaire. Set a clear, realistic goal. Example, earn $5,000 per month in dividends within 10 years. Invest daily. $7 a day can be a game changer for your financial future. 3. Diversify your portfolio to ensure money keeps flowing into your account. Define your risk profile and build a strategy that suits you. If you do this right, in a few years, while your former coworker is still negotiating a salary raise, you'll be deciding between brunch in Paris or a week in Bora Bora. Do you want to keep working for money, or do you want money to work for you? The choice is all yours. But I, Duchess Dollars, made my decision a long time ago. And I promise you, It's much more comfortable. Dividend investment strategies, or how to make money with minimal effort. Passive income. Two magical words that broke people call a scam and rich people call a lifestyle. Because while some believe the only way to make money is by working themselves to exhaustion, others understand that the real secret is making money. Work for you. With elegance, of course, and without breaking a sweat. Because let's be real, no one here wants to look like a laborer. Now, how do you maximize your dividend income without becoming a Wall Street analyst? There are two main approaches. The short-term strategy for those who want money now, like a financial sugar daddy without the commitment. The long-term strategy for those who want to get rich without even noticing, because being rich at 40 is charming, but being rich at 60 without ever really working is iconic. And as a woman of vision and luxury, I'll show you how to combine both. Because, darling, it's not about choosing between making money now or in the future. It's about doing both. Want quick money? Welcome to short-term investing, the dream. Money flowing into your account without waiting decades. But hold on, this isn't a crypto casino, and we're not gambling on luck like someone entering a relationship thinking, this time he'll change. With short-term investing, the goal is simple. Find stocks that pay high and immediate dividends. Think of it as a vintage Chanel bag. It appreciates over time but also makes you look fabulous instantly. Example. You invest $10,000 in a stock that pays 8% in annual dividends. At the end of the year, you receive $800 without lifting a finger. Sounds tempting? Yes. But beware of the catch. Many high-dividend stocks belong to struggling companies, aka falling for a millionaire who's actually broke. The smart trick? Dividend ETFs. Instead of betting everything on one company, invest in dividend ETFs. Think of them as a luxury buffet. You don't have to choose just one dish and risk a bad decision. You sample a bit of everything and ensure your experience is always top tier. Now, if you're thinking, but I don't want just $800 a year, I want thousands per month. Calm down, because true wealth comes from the long-term strategy. The patience that makes millionaires. Long-term investing. If short-term dividends are a luxury date at Cipriani, long-term dividends are a well-planned marriage to a billionaire. It may seem boring at first, but your bank account will thank you later. The idea here is simple. Invest in solid companies that pay moderate dividends but consistently increase their payouts year after year. A mind-opening example. You invest $10,000 in a company with 4% dividends and 7% annual dividend growth. Year 1, you receive $400 in dividends. Year 2, if reinvested, your investment grows to $10,400, generating $416. Fast forward 10 years, this grows exponentially, and suddenly, your bank account is getting bigger while you do absolutely nothing. This happened to many women who chose to let their money work for them. At first, it seemed slow, but over time, they started making more from dividends than from their actual jobs. The final question, coffee or your own cafe? And now, the bombshell. If you invest just $7 a day, the cost of a coffee and a croissant, into a well-structured portfolio, you can turn that into over $5,000 per month in future dividends. So, do you want to keep spending your money on coffee? Or do you want to invest and buy your own cafe? How to combine short and long-term investing, so you never have to choose between being rich now or later. Here's the secret. Rich investors use but no one tells you the balance between short and long-term strategies. Step 1, secure immediate income by investing in REITs and dividend ETFs. REITs, real estate investment trusts, are funds that pay high dividends because they're legally required to distribute at least 90% of their profits to shareholders. This means you can make money from real estate without dealing with annoying tenants. Step 2, reinvest part of your dividends in growth stocks. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Johnson & Johnson may not pay huge dividends, but they grow massively over time. This means that today's small dividends can multiply in the coming years. Step 3, add a touch of boldness with tech and healthcare stocks. While your short-term dividends pay for your designer handbags, your long-term investments ensure a luxurious retirement. If you do this right, you'll never have to choose between being rich today or tomorrow. You'll simply be rich all the time. What you need to do now. 1. Stop wasting money on nonsense and start investing at least $7 a day. 2. Build a portfolio that includes growth stocks, dividend ETFs, and REITs. 3. Never withdraw your dividends early. Let compound interest do its magic. 4. Subscribe to this channel, because missing one of my videos is like missing a chance to get rich. Do you want to keep working just to pay bills? Or do you want to live off your investments? Because, darling, once you understand dividends, you never work for money again. And if anyone asks, just say you learned it from Duchess Dollars, because easy money is a right, not a privilege. The best dividend stocks, or how to choose money that drops into your account without asking permission. Investing in dividends is like choosing a millionaire husband. You can't just go for any guy who looks rich. You need to make sure he'll keep paying the bills for decades. And just like there are men who drive a leased Porsche while living in their mom's basement, there are companies that offer sky-high dividends but are financially crumbling. So, choosing the right dividend stocks isn't about picking the most obvious ones. It's about choosing the ones that will sustain you long-term without nasty surprises. The first mistake beginners make: falling for dividends that are too high. This happens all the time. A woman sees a stock with a 12% dividend yield and thinks, "Wow, this is amazing. I'll make so much money so fast." A few months later, the company cuts dividends, the stock crashes, and the passive income dream turns into a nightmare. Why? Because excessively high dividends are usually a red flag. The company might be desperate to attract naive investors. It's like those men who promise you the world on the first date but ask to borrow money by the second. The secret? Look for sustainable dividends, between 2% and 6%, from companies that can keep paying them for decades. Dividend growth. What your investments and your credit card have in common. If you think only the current dividend matters, think again. You need companies that increase their dividends every year. Why? Because inflation is a cruel mistress. What? $100 bought you 10 years ago barely covers a decent dinner today. If your dividends don't grow, you're getting poorer every year. Real-life examples: Johnson & Johnson has increased dividends for 60 consecutive years. Coca-Cola has done it for 61 years. Procter & Gamble has been raising dividends for 67 years straight. If these companies keep paying and increasing dividends, guess who keeps getting richer effortlessly? Payout ratio. What stocks and successful men have in common? Let's talk about payout ratio, the percentage of a company's profits paid out as dividends. This is crucial because if a company is paying 90% of its profits in dividends, there's no money left to grow the business. It's like that guy who spends his entire paycheck on expensive gifts to impress you, then asks you to split the bill at dinner. The ideal payout ratio? Below 60%. The company is paying investors while still growing. Too low? The company might be hoarding money unnecessarily. Too high? The company might be on the edge of cutting dividends. Conclusion? Balance is everything. Just like a good investment and a good marriage. Financial health. It's useless to pay dividends today and go bankrupt tomorrow. The final piece of the puzzle: how financially healthy is the company? You might think, well, they're paying dividends now, so everything must be fine, right? Oh, darling, that's exactly what people thought when they invested in Enron in the 90s. Companies drowning in debt might be paying dividends today, but eventually the bills come due. And guess who suffers? You. So what should you look for? Low debt. Strong companies don't rely on massive loans to survive. Stable cash flow. Companies that keep making money even in crises ensure your dividends don't stop. Example? McDonald's. Even when the economy tanks, people still buy cheap fast food. PepsiCo. No matter what happens, people keep drinking sodas and snacking. Companies like these keep making profits, keep paying dividends, and, most importantly, keep making their shareholders richer. The quick guide to choosing dividend stocks without rookie mistakes. Now that you know what to avoid, here's what to look for when choosing dividend stocks. Dividend yield between 2% and 6%. Not too low, not too high. A history of increasing. Dividends. Companies that raise their payouts year after year. Payout ratio below 60%. Enough money left for the company to keep growing. Low debt and stable cash flow to ensure dividends keep coming. And if you do this right, in a few years, while some people are still debating whether they can afford dessert, you'll be choosing between a vacation in Switzerland or the Maldives. Because, darling, smart investing doesn't just make you rich, it makes you free. So, do you want to be the person who works to pay bills or the person who gets paid without lifting a finger? The choice is yours. But I, Duchess Dollars, made my choice a long time ago. And I can promise you it was the best decision of my life. Wait, if dividend investing is this good, why aren't you rich yet? Dividends are basically money flowing into your account, without you doing anything, the ultimate dream for the modern woman. But hold on, if it's this good, why aren't you rich yet? Maybe because just knowing about dividends isn't enough. You can invest, reinvest, and watch your money grow. But how much money actually makes someone rich? Here comes the reality check. You can make $100K a year and still feel broke. Or you can have $50K invested and live better than someone with $1 million. The problem was never just money, it was your financial mindset. So if you want to understand why you don't feel rich yet, even if you're investing correctly, you need to watch my video. What income makes you rich, and why hasn't it happened yet? Because investing smartly is only half the game. The other half is knowing what to do with the money once it starts rolling in. Before you go, prove you want to be rich. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because real rich people don't miss opportunities to learn how to make more money. And in the comments, type, effortless money, I want more. So I know you made it this far and you're already on the right path to passive income and guaranteed luxury. Oh, and for those who love rich people's things, I've left links in the first pinned comment to products for those who take wealth. Seriously, because darling, wealth isn't just a number, it's a lifestyle.